Hello everybody and welcome to World Ballet Day here at Birmingham World Ballet. My name is Matthias Dingman and I'm a principal dancer here at the company. For World Ballet Day this year, we're doing things a little bit differently. We have made 4 separate programs tailored to different areas of the world. These include Australia, Japan, the UK, and of course the Americas. Each of these shows will be hosted and showcase dancers from these regions. Like many companies around the world, we have dancers from everywhere, and what better way to showcase all this talent than World Ballet Day? We start today's program with a piece created during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Burning Building was created by Javier de Frutos and is a digital work which has been nominated for many awards across North America. These includes the Toronto International Dance Festival, which is super awesome. I will leave you now with the creative team for the Burning Building to introduce their work. I hope you enjoy and please stay tuned for the rest of the program.
The title, The Burning Building, comes from a quote from an interview from a book called Follies of God, which are a series of interviews with Tennessee Williams, which I guess some people are aware that I am a great buff and I have followed and researched his work for many years now. And there was something about that in life, that if life, the metaphor of life is a burning building, the only thing that we have to hold on to is love and each other.
Working with Javier was a really nice experience for both of us because, especially like having gone through all the lockdowns and being home for so long.
Like really nice to work with Javier because it's not all about dance. It's more about I think the feeling for each other, the relationship.
You know, when Carlos approached me and suggested these 2 dancers, these 2 very, very young but very, very intense and beautiful dancers, I knew that I was not going to be able. I want to create a different kind of chemistry. I didn't want to make a love story, too easy. I didn't want to make a sexual tension story, too easy. But the idea of 2 characters of different gender reacting to the same situation in different ways and being able to spend a bit of very intense time in the studio with the 2 of them, it would make it feel like it was really created in their bodies, which really was, but also with me as a conduit of unleashing something that would be very different of what they tend to do for their stage work, to be able to direct the dancers into the size of working for the camera, on the use of close-ups, on the use of being aware that what we film is should look effortless, and it should look almost as this off the cuff, that it just happened, which takes a lot of rehearsal for that to happen. And by the time that we went into the actual film set, it would look like it was the very first time that they were the ideas were coming from their heads and their bodies rather than being told or looking rehearsed, so that it had a freshness.
Bienvenidos al World Ballet Day. Estamos aquí en los estudios del Birmingham Royal Ballet y para este especial World Ballet Day hemos hecho algo diferente. Tenemos 4 espectáculos que vamos a presentar para ustedes, hechos especialmente para Australia, Nueva Zelanda, Japón, el Reino Unido y para América. Así que desde cualquier parte del mundo se pueden conectar y tener un poco de perspectiva sobre nuestro trabajo. También estos espectáculos le dará un poco la posibilidad de conocer cómo trabajamos aquí en el Birmingham Royal Ballet, nuestro repertorio y también conocer un poco nuestros bailarines. Así que espero que la pasen bien y que lo disfruten.
Hola, mi nombre es Miguel Altunaga, soy bailarín y coreógrafo, soy cubano, he estado bailando en el Reino Unido por más de 10 años en Rambert Dance Company, he bailado también en Cuba, donde hice una carrera con danza contemporánea de Cuba y ahora estoy bailando con Hofesh Schechter Dance Company. Mi estilo como coreógrafo es más acerca de cómo conectar mediante en movimiento, pero fundamentalmente con los sentimientos, con las historias reales de personajes reales, eventos reales.
Now, the other note is like that Hannah has a moment of walking, looking at the city whilst the other one are walking. That is a beautiful moment.
You see that determination, resilience coming. Like some of you had it, but Matilda was constant. I was like, I want to be there with you, girl. So make sure you have that because that's when you're coming together. So like going for it, yeah.
City of a Thousand Trades, que es una coreografía que está inspirada en una carta de amor que se le hace a la ciudad de Birmingham, aquí en el Reino Unido. Es una historia que habla sobre dónde colocar tus raíces de la emigración. Habla sobre cambio de culturas, de cómo uno siempre lucha desde cero hasta buscar un nuevo amanecer, un nuevo principio y buscar ese lugar donde uno puede llamar casa, que no solamente es donde tú naciste, sino también donde tú construyes tu familia, construyes tus nuevas ideas, tus nuevos sueños. Dentro de la pieza hay una parte que hay entrevistas reales.
I think I left everything to come here. Obviously, I left my family, my friends. So when I reached over here, it was a big change in my life.
Y estas entrevistas le dan un toque, le dan un aire a la coreografía que se convierte muy cercano al público y uno de verdad como público siente mucho todas estas historias.
I don't think I 100% belong here, but at the same time, I don't belong to my home city anymore.
Porque son gente que vinieron de otros lugares del mundo, son personas que empezaron desde cero en una tierra lejana, que vinieron casi con nada y de ahí empezaron a buscar su lugar hacia arriba, lugar en la sociedad.
We all start this journey alone. We will spin through time and space, finding home in people and places, holding each other down, lifting each other up in this city of 1,000 trades. More than 1,000 have traded everything. What would you trade? To be lost in the spin of this city? To be found?
My name is Daniela Cardim. I am a choreographer and I was a ballet dancer with Dutch National Ballet and with the ballet company in Rio de Janeiro. It's hard to say which choreographer influenced me the most. I think I have a little bit of influence from Hans van Manen because he is the greatest choreographer from the Netherlands. And of course, throughout my career, I was always watching his work and I really admire his work. So Hans van Manen, yes, there is some influence from him, but also from other classical choreographers like Christopher Pastor, who was also a choreographer at Dutch National Ballet. I admire very much Christopher Wheeldon and what he's been doing lately. So I think everything you see and everything you dance, you are influenced by that slightly. So imminent is an abstract work that is inspired by a situation. So we start the piece in a place, in a world that is very harmonious, that is very happy, if you will, that everything works fine. And then we have one person that notices that something is actually not quite right. So imminent is about this feeling that there is something not quite right and we don't know what it is necessarily, but you can feel that something bad is coming. Then we get into a point where actually it becomes more obvious to some people that something is not right. And then you have this window of opportunity that opens to you. And then it's about making a choice of whether to take that opportunity or not, and having the courage to do so, even though it might be scary and you might not quite know what's going to happen if you make that decision. And then, just stop low. Yeah, stop low. We started rehearsing right after. It was the first possibility after lockdown to start working. And it was scary and exciting at the same time. Actually worked better than I expected. It is hard to work with masks. I think for the dancers it's very hard to rehearse with masks. What was nice was that everybody was really excited about being back at work and being able to do our job, our art. So I guess that feeling of excitement and being happy to be back also compensated for the procedures that we then had to do.
Mi nombre es Goyo Montero, soy coreógrafo, era bailarín y ahora soy coreógrafo y director del Staatstheater Nuremberg Ballet, el Ballet Nuremberg en Alemania. Soy director de esta compañía desde hace 14 años y aparte de eso he tenido la oportunidad de trabajar con Carlos Acosta porque soy coreógrafo residente de la compañía desde 2019. Yo vengo de la danza clásica, soy un bailarín clásico formado en la Escuela del Ballet Nacional de Cuba, donde conocí a Carlos. Tuve la oportunidad de seguirle como bailarín y cuando él tomó la compañía Costa Danza me pidió que empezara a formar parte de la compañía como coreógrafo residente y desde entonces hemos mantenido una relación muy fructífera. Cuando cogió la dirección de Birmingham Royal Ballet, me pidió inmediatamente esta pieza Chacona, que es la que vamos a presentar en Sadler Wells, para su primer programa como director, lo cual es un gran honor. Y aparte de eso, añadió que quería montar un nuevo paso a dos para él y para Alessandra Ferri. El paso a dos no se pudo realizar en la premiere que hicimos la temporada pasada y se va a presentar en noviembre en el Sadler Wells. En ese momento fue un encargo del Ministerio de Cultura español para trabajar con algunos de los más interesantes coreógrafos, bailarines españoles. Esos eran 7 bailarines. Y luego cuando yo cogí la dirección de Nuremberg, creé una versión para toda mi compañía, que en ese momento eran 16 bailarines. Y a partir de ahí se convirtió en una pieza única, una pieza que empecé a crear en 2003 y que todavía sigue viva y sigue evolucionando, sigue cambiando. Vamos haciendo nuevas versiones cada vez que me aproximo a una compañía nueva. Y la versión de Birmingham Royal Ballet es una versión muy especial. Ahí Carlos me pidió que montara un dúo para él y para Alessandra. Va a ser como que de esos dos personajes, de esos dos bailarines, de esas dos grandes personalidades, va a salir lo que luego va a ser la Chacona, y espero que el eco de ese paso a dos se deje durante la Chacona. Yo pienso que esta pieza es una pieza muy... tiene una sensación muy primaria, o sea, simplemente conectar con la música, con el movimiento y establecer esa sensación intuitiva con ellos. De alguna forma es una pieza que tiene un gran virtuosismo, es una pieza con la que es fácil conectar porque es pura energía, la música es pura energía, la coreografía es pura energía.
So my name is Celine Gittins and I'm a principal with Birmingham Royal Ballet, and I've been with the company ever since I was 18 years old. I joined in 2006 and that was a huge moment for me because that was the first time I would be basically living on my own, moving abroad, away from my family, and it was a huge step in my life. So, you know, from even being a pre-professional and then going into professional, and that's just something that we all aspire to do when we start training for this career. And I've been given so many roles ever since I joined the company from our previous director, Sir David Bentley, and he really gave me the opportunity to express myself with my strengths, and also for myself to harness that English style and that sort of way of dancing, and it's a very particular, understated way of dancing. So I've learned so much over the years that I've been in this company, and it's really my home actually, and you know I've been here pretty much my whole professional life. I was born in Trinidad, and that's where I started dancing at the age of 3. And obviously, if you can picture this, it's all tropical beaches, coconut trees, you know, lots of lovely days on the beach. And moving to Vancouver, Canada, I remember we got to Vancouver in the dead of winter. It was December, and I think it was a week before Christmas actually, and it was the first time I'd seen snow, so that was a huge highlight for me moving to Canada. But that training carried on into Vancouver, and my mum was my ballet teacher. She still is, and she still coaches me and helps me wherever she can, and it was lovely. And I've had so many memories, so many highlights of living in Canada, and that sort of was the building block for getting me actually into a professional company. I trained with the Vancouver Go Ballet Academy, and that training that I got there was a really good preparation for the company, and they really pushed us to have a good stamina, to have good technique. As a professional, you work 6 days a week, and it's not an easy job. So they really helped us to build that endurance from a young age, which I think has played well for me in the company. Having my mom as my ballet teacher, it's been really great because it started at such a young age, at 3 years old. It's been a really easy, gradual process to sort of separate mom and teacher, and it's made us a lot closer, and I appreciate her advice so much. It's so good to have another eye, and they say in ballet that when a teacher sees you so often that they actually don't see your mistakes anymore. So it's really wonderful to have that extra pair of eyes to sort of give me that little extra icing on the cake, just to lift the performance a little bit more. And yeah, I mean, you would think that it would be a bit strange, but actually it's been really lovely, and it has brought us so much closer together, which is really special. The transition from leaving Vancouver to coming to Birmingham, UK, I think it was a little bit difficult for me because I actually had never worked with a company in my life, and I think something that's so wonderful with Royal Ballet School or Elmhurst School of Ballet, they have the opportunity to dance with the company, and I think you learn so much. You learn, how to hold yourself in rehearsals because you're seeing the stars of the company doing this right there in front of you, and you're able to absorb so much from them. And I think that's something that I missed out on, and had a lot to learn when I joined the company, and I had a lot of help from other dancers in the company, which is really, really great. But I think actually some advice for pre-professionals joining a company is that just be open to whatever people have to say to you. They're probably saying it to you just for the best. They're not actually saying it to get at you, because we work as a team in a company, and it's something that really you see actually in a performance, how the teamwork lifts the performance and makes it real and makes the performance believable, and everybody's working together, breathing together, dancing together. It is one big family. I've had a lot of favorite roles in my time in this company. I've had a lot of favorite David Bentley roles. Some I can think of is Carmina Burana, Fortuna. Doing that role was absolutely amazing, and she's such a force of nature. And she starts the ballet in a mini black dress and heels, and the spotlight's on you. And actually you're wearing a blindfold, and that's not the easiest thing to start off a ballet with. I've had to, practice even just around the house, just like walking around in heels and seeing, where my balance is. One role that I've always wanted to do is Odette Odile in Swan Lake, and I debuted that when I was 24 years old, and actually ended up making history as the first female dancer of mixed heritage to perform that role in the United Kingdom. I feel so honored that someone actually pointed that out and made that public. And I feel this day and age, especially, it's so important to have these sort of role models for the future generations of ballet dancers, and then for them to see myself and also the other principals in this company that are of so many different backgrounds, I think is a really wonderful thing. And I think we, as even just the principals, we represent our community in Birmingham really well, and I think it's probably about 80% of the principals are actually of mixed heritage or from different parts of the world, and I think that's such a wonderful thing to see in a classical ballet setting. We all, as ballet dancers, classical ballet dancers, we all have our sort of goal and aim, what you want to achieve in this career. And for me, it's the classics, and especially it was Swan Lake, and just the versatility that needs to be shown, and yes, technically so demanding, challenging, and from doing it when I was 24 to doing it, the last time we performed that was 2020, January 2020, just before lockdown, actually. I have felt in myself that actually I've grown so much more, and you never actually perfect it. I've realized this over the years, that you never perfect anything. It just, you have more of an understanding, and then you can take what you learned in the past and put it in your pocket and move forward.
Hi, my name's Yvette Knight. I'm a first soloist with Birmingham Royal Ballet. Welcome to Freefall. I've been working with Freefall for 3 years now. I stepped into their studio to explore what they were about, and they never got rid of me, and it's actually become the highlight of my week, every week. Freefall Dance Company was created back in 2002, and its aim was to provide provision within the arts for dancers with severe learning disabilities. Our latest project film, Stepping Out, Stepping Up, which you're about to see, is one of our most special ones, really, because after all the Zoom sessions that we did in lockdown, which required so much hard work from our freefallers, commitment, dedication, which they had, meant that when we did venture out, when it was safe to do so in an outdoor space, they created something very special, and they had a little bit of normality back. It was inspired by one of Carlos's favourite bands, which is a different sort of sound that they're not used to, and I think they created movement that we've never seen before. I hope you enjoy it.
free-for-all dance company there, thank you for your hugely inspiring work. Now we're nearly finished here at Birmingham Royal Ballet, but before you go, I want to share with you some really exciting news about Birmingham Royal Ballet's YouTube channel. Over the next couple months, BRB TV will be showcasing a show every fortnight, showing the dancers like you've never seen before. If you don't want to miss any of this, please like and subscribe, and we hope to see you there.
My name is Yasuo Atsuji. I'm going to give you technique tips for jeté entrelacé. Always go arabesque, turn out, step, step, then do the jump.
Today I'm going to be showing you some exercises for hip stability. So folding forward, really keeping those hips nice and level, thinking about engaging through your ribs, keeping your ribs down, especially as you fold forwards.
I'm going to share my tips and tricks to perform and execute a C-zone. I find the C-zone exercise a great way to really build stamina throughout the Allegro.
We're going to look at today plyometrics on an intermediate level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and rest there, good.
Gracias por estar conectados con nosotros en este World Ballet Day. Espero que lo hayan disfrutado. Por favor, no se olviden de suscribirse en todas nuestras plataformas sociales donde podrán adquirir contenidos de aquí de nuestra compañía. Y también no se olviden de suscribirse en la plataforma digital de Sadler.